Hello everyone and welcome back to session 4 of ASHEN Dawn, a D&D 5e homebrew game, DM'd by me, Kajol, and joined by my 4 players just down below. So as always, to begin the session, we will have everyone introduce themselves and their character, their race and class, and then I will provide a brief overview of last session, and we'll continue from there. So starting from left to right, Drimian, please go ahead and introduce yourself and Asher.
All right. I'm Drimian. I will be playing Asher, the Dragonborn monk.
Thank you very much. Annie?
Hello, everybody. I am playing Lucian, a half-elf drow bard.
Well done. You actually put Bard in there this time.
I put Bard in there. Can you believe it?
Incredible. Suji?
Hi, I'm Suji. I'm playing Zerafina, a high elf life domain cleric.
Thank you very much. And finally, Theo.
Hello, everyone. I'm playing Skibjorn. I'm playing a Goliath barbarian.
Thank you very much. So, last time, you guys had arrived in the town of Greythorn and you began your sort of brief exploration of the town. You went straight to the tavern where quite a few villagers were holed up, taking sanctuary, taking respite in this tavern, comforting in each other's presence. And they seemed very distrustful of you at first. You'd heard whispers that they were kind of scared at your appearance because you're all pale as fuck and basically look like ash, which you just walked out of. And Asher's name probably caused quite a bit of pause as well, considering his name is literally Asher, which is quite coincidental.
Think of that. Think of that.
And so you went into the tavern, you spoke with the tavern keeper, whose name is Marin, and he told you about the various problems that the town is experiencing due to this ash. You know, the fields are empty, they don't have much food or water. The water that they have is often tainted with the ash that's choking up the well. You helped with a few of these issues. You cleansed some dried food that you brought in from the road, and some of the water from the well as well. Zerafina cleansed. And so, you know, the people their spirits were lifted. I think Lucian also performed a kind of uplifting song on his lute, which helped the people kind of warm up and relax a little bit to your presence. And they began to think of you as, you know, maybe you can help in some way. Hence why Marin, the innkeeper, requested that you travel west along the road to the Hearthlow farmstead, where Garen Hearthlow and his wife Lena, who's a midwife and is said to possess some knowledge of divine magic that can be used to heal, and their 2 children. So you were asked to go there. Before departing, you spoke with Alva, the herbalist. Remembered her name. Alva, the herbalist, who told you a bit more about the symptoms of this ash plague. Speaking of which, Skibjorn, you have inhaled this ash and been affected by this ash now on 2 occasions, and so it is time for me to tell you the effect of that. So you currently have stage 2 ash plague, which means that you have disadvantage on all investigation, insight, and perception checks until this is cured,
Jesus.
Which is pretty harsh. But essentially, in terms of roleplay, you are currently experiencing short-term memory lapses, light sensitivity, and occasional vertigo. Your eyes are also becoming red. You begin to cough dryly, and you have basically, you're starting to feel the effects of this plague. Okay. So yeah, you traveled west along the road towards the farm. You found a stone cairn propped up by the side of the road, which at first Skibjorn thought might be a shrine to his goddess Oramatha, but as you approached closer, you saw that it was inscribed with a different image, an image of a branch surrounded by 7 stars, which you deduced to be a Fey symbol of some sort. Later, Lucian realized that he had disrupted another circle in the ash, and he had visions of a pale, antlered figure standing in the woods. Finally, you began to approach the farmhouse, and circling around the back, you were attacked by zombies that were affected by this ash. Following this, Zerafina and Asher, you approached the rear entrance to the farmhouse, and you look inside. And just as a reminder, I will tell you what you see. So, the room that you're looking into at the moment, Zerafina, is a narrow kitchen. You can see cold hearthstones sitting under iron pans that hang from the ceiling. And there is also a heavy wooden table in the center, which is covered in ash and shattered crockery. You see the remains of a meal, bread and a bowl of lentils clinging to the table. And you can smell the smell of burnt rosemary lingering beneath this metallic scent that has been with you since you were outside. And that's where we begin. So, Zerafina, it's your prerogative.
Is there, like, ash on the food as well, or does it look like the food was touched recently?
Yeah, so everything in this room is just covered in ash and looks to have been abandoned. So it doesn't look like this food was prepared after the ash.
Okay.
I think just before they step into the room, Lucian is just gonna call out to them and just be like, "Be careful in there. There might be more of those things crawling about."
It looks like there hasn't been anyone here for a bit now. Everything's covered with ash.
That is my concern. Just be careful.
But I still smell burnt rosemary. That must have been more recently.
Part
We
of
all
the
smell
cooking.
that?
Cheese.
Or
I was asking if we all smelt that. The burnt rosemary.
If you're close enough, you can, but currently, Skibion, you're outside.
No,
on the
I know.
grass. I would imagine you can only smell it as you begin to sort of enter into the room. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so Zerafina, what would you like to do? You're going to enter the room?
Yeah, so Seraphina's gonna enter.
Okay.
And she's probably gonna check this door here.
I think Lucian will also just like slowly start moving up around these corpses, very cautiously.
Okay, as you open the door, Zerafina, can you do roll a perception check, please?
Okay.
First
Oops.
roll of the day.
I'm at 2.
First roll.
First roll?
Hey.
Okay, a 19. So what you see in here is a dining room. You can see 2 wooden trestle tables dominating the center of the room. One of them is overturned. That's the one that's closest to you. The whole room, as before, is coated in this pale ashen dust. And you can see broken mugs and iron cutlery lying scattered across the floor. And with a 19, you also see, peering beyond the wooden trestle table, a heap of fur lies slumped in the center of the room, slowly rising and falling. You can see that there is an ash plague wolf lying in the center of the room, and it seems to be sleeping.
Well, Zerafina's probably going to attempt to quietly close the door again and
Okay.
whisper to Asher.
Roll a stealth check, please.
Okay.
Oh, please. Woo!
Nat 20.
Oh my god.
The
That
door.
fucking door wasn't even open.
Yeah,
Zerafina-
exactly.
Zerafina carefully closes the door without a sound.
And she's gonna whisper to Asher. There's another one of those wolves in here.
I'd rather not fight them inside. In a closed space. If I recall, they burst.
Yeah, I don't think it's safe to be near them when they burst.
I'll sniff at the air, at the scent of rosemary. Does Asher think that the rosemary scent is related to the food, or is it being burnt as sort of an incense to kind of ward off the scent of the ash?
Roll insight, I think. Okay.
Okay, 17.
With a 17, Asher, you suspect that this scent of rosemary might be a kind of like a folk remedy, like a warding measure that the midwife might have used. It's quite common that, commoners would believe that burning rosemary or hanging dried bundles of rosemary would serve as a kind of ward against evil. And they might use different herbs and different spices and things as well. But you think that it could be believed that it would repel bad air or evil spirits.
I'm able to locate where it's emanating from.
Let's go with a perception check on top of the insight check as well,
Sure.
because that's more a perception thing.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking is if I can locate where it's coming from, I might be able to see if it's been set ablaze recently or if it's just sort of a lingering
Yeah.
after effect. That'd be A12.
Yeah, so sniffing the air, Asher, the Dragonborn can smell this scent, and it seems strongest near the fireplace. So looking over there, you see that there are some bundles of rosemary hanging from the kind of mantelpiece. And approaching, you see that the tips of this rosemary, where the flowers would be, is a little bit burnt. And that's where this scent is coming from mostly, although they're not currently burning.
Yeah, could have been any time then. I think at that, I'll go over to the door towards the north.
Okay.
And I'll peer in through it.
Okay. As Asher is moving over to the other door, Skibion and Lucian, you two are still outside. Do you want to enter the building, or is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think
I'd-
yeah, Lucian.
yeah. I think I'd
Lucian
stay
will
outside.
stick close to Ski, and then just check on Ski, and then slowly make his way in.
Okay. So Skibion, you're like keeping an eye on the outside, on the rear,
Yeah.
and making sure that everyone's safe inside.
Yeah, making sure that no one tries to trap us within.
Okay. And how are you reacting to your current symptoms?
Probably clearing my throat a little bit, every now and then rubbing my eyes. In fact, I probably look out into the distance and think I see something and rub my eyes even more and then blink ferociously and no, I don't know. And so I'm perhaps starting to feel a little worried that I might be sick, but I'm not going to say anything yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In true dad fashion, I'll just rub some water into it. We'll just rub some water into it later, and it'll be fine.
Okay. Okay, Asher, you approach the other door. Are you going to open it?
Yeah, I'm going to open it.
Okay. So, oh yeah, we both clicked that. So looking into the room here, you see a foyer. And are you entering, or are you just looking with the door open from your current
With
perspective?
the wolf being in the other room, Ash is going to be cautious and he's going to just look in. I'm looking for, I want to say tracks or evidence of footprints in sort of ash or anything that might indicate either a zombie or a wolf that we've encountered thus far.
Okay, you can see... So you can't see any tracks on the floor.
Right.
The ash is just kind of smooth and like in an even layer across the floor, and it also clings, like I said, it clings in kind of grooves and everything in the wood, so it's kind of, it always seems to get into little nooks and crannies, right? And it drifts in the corners of the room and against the walls. You can't see the full room from where you're standing, but you can see that there is a door to the north, which seems like it might be. Oh no, there's a window to the north, but it's covered in ash, so you can't see outside. There's a door on the eastern wall directly opposite from the door that you just opened, and you think that that probably connects to the outside, as there's like some panes of glass, again obscured by the ash, but there's panes in it. It seems like it would probably be an outside door. There's a rug on the floor, so you can see there's a slight lift where this rug is, but again covered in ash. And yeah, just the overwhelming sense of silence, like a hush around you, to the point where even your breath feels a little too loud. But you can't see around immediately to the right, to your right.
Okay, well, as I can't see anything else in there, I am going to proceed through the door.
Okay. So, proceeding through the door, you see to the south that there is a staircase leading upwards to a second floor or a first floor, depending on where you're from. And there's also a door opposite the window, which you think probably connects to the room that Zerafina was looking into.
To the dining room, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll sort of lean towards the other side of the door and beckon for the bard.
Oh. Lucian's just gonna look at Ashen and he's gonna be like a bit concerned because he sees Zerafina's just like standing at this door. She's being like cautious and stuff. He's gonna be like, what do you need, Asher?
If you could tell the others I found the stairs to the second floor.
Ah,
don't know what's up there.
I see.
There's a wolf in the other room.
Oh,
I don't know how tainted this place is.
that is not good. I will inform the others, so we should probably make our way upstairs then. The wolf. He's gonna point to that, like in Zerafina's direction. Through this door?
I'll give a nod.
Ah, okay. Lucian's just gonna make his way to Zerafina. He's gonna stick his head out the front door and just tell Ski, we found the upstairs. We're gonna head up now, big man. Are you okay?
Ski looks. Ski is like not paying attention to Lucian. He looks distracted. And
Ski.
yeah, and I was gonna say, and then like at the end, he hears the end of Lucian's sentence and goes, "What was that, Mr. Lucian, sir?"
We found the upstairs, big man. Are you okay? You seem a bit distracted.
Oh no, yeah, of course I'm okay. Everything is perfectly fine.
His eyes seem a bit red. As Lucian says to himself. Like, okay. But you okay outside? Do you want to... Because we are going to head upstairs. We might need you, big man.
Or the last time I used upstairs, I ruined some. Maybe I'll stays out here. If yous notices anything strange, please let me know.
We'll scream. If you hear screaming, just come upstairs, big man.
Ski is staring straight at Lucian. Doesn't react to his last sentence. And then like 5 seconds later, yeah.
Okay. Lucian is gonna make his way to Zerafina and be like, I'm very concerned about our Goliath round outside. He seems a bit not all there.
Not all there. Is he okay?
He seems off. Eyes red, He's not very focused. But Asher has found the upstairs. We should probably proceed so we can get out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah, we should just try to stay quiet. Don't want to wake the wolf.
Yes. Yes, Asher told me there's the wolf through this door. We probably have to be prepared for that eventuality, but not now. Let's head upstairs first. And then Lucien is gonna like slowly make his way through to where Ash is.
What direction do I think that this door opens? Does it open into the room that I'm in? Or do I think it opens outward?
I'm trying to think of how you would even be able to tell that from just looking at the door.
The
How about-
hinges.
Yeah,
Hinges,
location of the
maybe.
hinges.
Okay. Yeah. Since you've said that about the hinges, I think that I will let you know. So yeah, you think that it probably actually opens towards you currently, so it opens outwards, not into that
Right.
room, but yeah, into this room.
And the handles is it like a knob or is it like a looped handle?
It's a knob.
Okay.
No. Also, Lucien is gonna like slowly make his way into this room with Asher.
In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to retrieve a chair from this table here, and I'm going to wedge it. Oh, sorry, wedge it under this. Wedge it under this under the doorknobs.
Okay,
See
so
if I
you're
can-
going to try to make it so that the door will not open if anything were to push on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
I mean, yeah, you can freely do that. Yeah. I'm not going to make you roll to do that. It's pretty simple.
Having
Is
done
barring
that,
a door.
another question: the stairs, are they just bare wood, or are they carpeted in any way?
Well, it's hard to tell because they are covered in ash. But
I guess they are carpeted, yeah.
you think that they're probably
they're-
it's probably
they're
wood.
carpeted in
I mean,
ash.
this kind of building, you think it's probably wood, yeah. It's just a farmhouse, simple farmhouse.
I'm gonna point at the stairs, indicating I'm gonna creep up it, and then I'll make my way up.
Okay. Asher makes his way up the stairs. Lucien, Zerafina. Do you follow him?
I think before Lucien heads up, he's gonna head over to this door.
Okay.
And he's gonna like fiddle around in his pack, and he's gonna reach for his mirror. And he's gonna slowly open up this door. If at
This
all
door is
possible.
locked.
It's locked.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, Lucien's gonna like fiddle in his back, and then he's gonna eventually find the mirror, and he's gonna try the door. He's gonna be like, "Well, there goes that idea." Throw his mirror back in his pack, and he's gonna make his way back over to Serafina. It's like, "This door is locked." I tried to like peer inside, but I mean, unless you have some keys, I don't know how to pick this lock.
Looking at the door, is there like a bit of a gap under the door?
No. It's covered in ash.
Okay.
I feel like that's my default answer for how anything looks.
Can I roll perception, DM?
Well,
No.
there could be ash, in
Covered
it.
in ash.
Sorry.
I was just
You-
wondering if there was like a gap.
So
under
you
to
can't
put the
see a
mirror under,
gap,
you know.
but the ash kind of piles in corners and in like grooves and things, so that you can't really. The bottom part of the door is kind of covered in this ash, so you can't see just from looking at it if there is a gap under the door.
Okay. So to the question about keys, she's just gonna be like, "No, I don't have any keys."
They'd
Lucien's
be
just
covered in
gonna
ash
say-
anyway.
They'd be covered in ash anyways. Lucien is just gonna say, "Well, I think until we deal with that," and he's gonna point towards this door, yeah. Until we deal with that, I would not suggest we try to break down this door. And then he's gonna slowly make his way up the stairs.
All right, so Asher and Lucien are going up. Zerafina, are you following?
Yeah.
And Skibiorn, you haven't heard any screaming yet, but you're outside. Are you just going to continue
Yes.
keeping watch?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So I will move us over to the other map, which is the one that I was accidentally using last time.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, you
Naughty.
head up the stairs, and I will put Skibiorn outside for now as well.
Thank you.
You head up the stairs, which curve around once and then, double back on themselves, and then go up onto a landing. Asher, you're the first to the top. So there. Zerafina, you are last, so you're going to go there, and Lucian, you're here. So,
Oh.
Asher, what you can see is a kind of a common room, a living room, like a second floor living room. You can see chairs and tables scattered about this room. One thing that you notice is that there is a dragon chessboard that appears to have been overturned, and the pieces are strewn all across the floor. And you can see ash drifting in through one window, which is open, and it trails across this room like mist. And also roll a perception check to see if you notice anything else.
Do I still have
Oh,
the
oh,
bardic
oh,
inspiration?
One quick pause there, sorry. Hello, welcome in. Hi, Raiders. Thank you for raiding. Natural 30s, hello. How's
Welcome
it going? Thank you. Hello, Larzi and Josie Poser and Cuddly Raptor and Participation Award.
Hey.
That's an awesome name.
Welcome.
Oh my god.
It's we're doing session 4 currently of Ashen Dawn campaign. So yes.
Trophy. What?
Cuddly,
Repo.
Cuddly doesn't have ADHD. You can't confirm it because she'll never sit still long enough to take the test.
Repo. We need to
It's
get
true.
back into Repo. Because they did a major
Huge
update for that
update,
as well.
yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many things overlap that will honestly
They've been
probably
adding
never
some new
know.
things to Repo.
And
Definitely
that game was
back
very
into it.
enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Never really
Oh,
got
yes.
very far on it though, did we? I got to level 5 at the most, I think. Anyway, thanks for raiding. We're in the middle of the game right now, and when we're playing, we don't usually talk to chat. So we will take a quick pause whenever we get raided to welcome everyone in and say hello. But we will get back into the game now. So currently, Asher, Lucian, and Zerafina have arrived on the second floor of the Hearthlow farmstead house. And Asher, I wanted you to roll a perception check to see if you noticed anything.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask now. Do I still have the bardic inspiration from last session?
Did you use it?
I don't think I did. No,
No.
And when did you get it? How long
I
does
was
it
gonna-
last?
I was
it
gonna
was
say, how long does it
it was
last?
during the combat, I believe, but I don't know how long it's been canonically since the combat now, and how long the bardic inspiration lasts in this edition of the game. So
I'll post it in chat quickly.
Okay.
Let's just do this. I don't want to use the ability. Consume item used. No, I just want
Within the
to.
next hour?
Within the next
Yeah,
hour.
um,
So you got that during the
Yeah.
combat with the zombies outside?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you still
Oh.
have that. It's only been like 10 minutes.
Still have it.
Okay,
But you
I'll-
only use
I'll-
it when
Nice.
you fail the test.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to
D20
roll
test.
now. Then
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to use it. Is it a D6?
Well,
Well-
it says when you fail.
Oh,
So
when
I
you
haven't
fail,
determined
so
whether
yeah.
you fail yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that you can get a better result. You haven't necessarily failed, but you can get a better result from. You can notice more, so I will let you use it because that's kind of a failure.
I'm gonna make use of it.
Okay, go ahead and
I'm gonna make
roll.
use of it. The
D6.
It's a D6 and add it to your roll.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay,
That's
so
not bad.
yeah, so 17 in total. So yes, you will notice a little more. So what you do notice in this room is you can see that there are completely covered in ash to the point where they blend in with the background and you can barely see them. But with the 17, you do manage to see them. There are 2 bodies scattered throughout this room.
Okay.
Which you see just between the windows to the north, and another one is lying in the center between the 2 tables. They look much like the bodies outside, although they are completely covered with ash, so you can't immediately identify, whether they are adventurers, travelers, farmhands like the ones that you saw outside. You can't identify who these people are at first glance, but you see these bodies lying completely covered in the ash. The color, this ash gray, this pale ash gray, just blending in with all of the ash around them, which completely covers every surface. But you notice the shape with a 17.
How big is the window that's open?
How big is it? I would say it's probably about 4 feet tall by 2 feet wide.
So if I was inclined to defenestrate one of the zombies.
Remind me of what defenestrate means.
It's the act of throwing somebody out of a window.
You can try to throw a zombie out of a window if you want. It will require a grapple and then a shove.
I need to remember that one. Defenestrate.
Fenestrate, yeah.
Okay.
Fenestrate you out that window.
Defenestrate is one of
That would
those
be
words like
redundant.
masticate, where it makes me think of something else. Like, I feel like masticate makes you think of masturbate, and defenestrate
Yeah.
makes you think of like castrate or
Mastication
something.
is a dirty habit.
Defenestrate is what Ramsay Bolton did to Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, he did the other thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Eesh.
Oh, poor Theo.
All right,
Oh,
time
fuck.
to go for a grapple then.
Okay, as you approach, this thing is going to awaken as you step within 5 feet of it. So I'm going to make you roll. I'm going to make you roll initiative for a combat encounter, in case you don't manage this. Also, stepping a little bit more into the room, you do see a 3rd body as you glance quickly to your left. We're going to have you roll initiative, but you will have surprise. You have surprised these creatures because you were fully aware of what you were doing before.
Okay, as part of rolling initiative, I'm going to use my uncanny metabolism to regain my focus points.
Okay.
Oh,
Good lord.
goddamn.
Fucking monks, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So,
Dragonborn monk.
everyone including Skibiorn, roll initiative.
Okay.
gosh.
I
was gonna ask.
You're not under attack, Skibiorn, and you haven't heard anything yet, but this is just to determine, if you do want to move or anything.
Okay.
We can see how much space you need to travel and things.
Ignore the healing roll. I don't need it.
Oh, you get
It
healing
would-
as well.
Yeah, but I'm already on full, I think, so it doesn't.
Do you get to use that every combat?
I can use it once per long rest. I can use uncanny metabolism.
Okay.
Nice.
All
I
right.
just think-
So,
Hang on, initiative. I need to do that.
yeah.
I thought it would automatically do it as part of the uncanny metabolism because it's when you roll initiative, but never mind.
Okay, so you will have a surprise round, which means that the zombies will skip their turn for the first round, but it will still go in initiative for the party. So, Suji, you see, or rather, Zerafina, you see Asher move out onto the landing, and he seems like he's kind of, I would imagine he's like rolling his shoulders and kind of preparing himself to defenestrate this zombie. But you get to go first because you rolled higher on initiative, which means that your reactions are a little bit swifter. So if there's anything you would like to do, immediately. Bearing in mind that all you see really is Asher moving forward in kind of, I would imagine, a combat ready kind of stance.
Yeah. I think she'll probably just get prepared for like a fight because obviously she could tell the demeanor of Asher. And obviously knowing that there was a wolf downstairs, that there could be more up here. She's just kind of gonna ready herself.
Okay, so do you want to take the ready action?
Yes.
Okay, and what's the trigger and what is your action?
So with a ready action, you can do like any like normal action, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You basically state what's going to trigger it. So a specific thing that's going to trigger it. Say it's like you see your friend get attacked, and then your action is any action that you could take in response to that. So, say for example, it's like trigger, I see Asher get attacked. Action, I throw a guiding bolt at whatever attacked him, for example.
Yeah. But yeah, you can't have movement in the ready action. So, I mean, I think just in terms of like, because there's no like actual action I can take. So I think it's just gonna be more just flavor-wise. She's just gonna be like, I'm ready, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't take movement as a part of a ready action. Like, does that also include, say, the dash action?
Oh, could I dash through another person?
You can move through your party members, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think, yeah, if I see Asher get attacked, she's probably just gonna dash into this space.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the ruling I'm going to make, is that you can't, as a ready action, you can't just take movement, but if you dash, you will get your movement as an action for that turn, but you won't be able to make another action. You can only take the dash action as an action during your... But you won't get you won't get 60 feet, which is what dash action usually does, which would double your movement speed. You'll just get that amount, your movement speed.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you see Asher get attacked, you're going to move into the corner of this room here.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. So moving on, Lucian. From your perspective, you also see Asher advancing. And I think that because you're a little bit further forward, and Asher, through his actions, is kind of guiding your eyes to whatever he's going towards, you also see the outline of this zombie lying slumped against the wall.
Okay. I'm gonna take a ready action to go back downstairs because we need the big man. And
okay.
I think from what we've seen so far, Lucian does not want to fight indoors because of what we've seen happens to these things when they get dispatched. So what I will do though in character is Lucian is going to quietly just speak in a calm voice to let everybody know that's in the vicinity. If this goes bad, we need to get out. We cannot fight in here, and that's all he's going to say.
Okay, so you'd say that, and then you're going to go downstairs and try and get Skibjorn?
Yeah.
So you want to move towards the entrance?
Yeah. And he's gonna gesture to Zerafina as well, that we need to back away because this is gonna get bad if we try to engage in here.
Okay. Okay, this is a little bit awkward because I have it over 2 maps.
You don't have to move me.
But,
you don't have to move me.
Well, I just want to determine how far you can go. I can just do this.
Because he's gonna, I think, yeah, he's just gonna he's just gonna gesture to Zerafina, back away slowly, and then just say in a manner that Asher would hear that, if something goes bad, we need to get out first before we start fighting.
Okay. The
that's
furthest you're going to be able to move is to about here.
Okay, that's fair.
This is on the
That's
ground
fair.
floor.
Yeah. That's very fair.
Alrighty. So back to the second floor. Get rid of Lucian up there. So, okay, right. Following that, Drimian, Asher may now take his action. So,
Right.
do what you want
So
to do.
I can see 4 windows. Okay,
Yes.
Are there shutters on them, or are they just panes of glass?
They are panes of glass. They seem to be fitted so that they can slide upwards.
And which of them is open?
This one here in the northwest corner.
Okay. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way around here. I'm going to use an arm strike to grapple and move this zombie over here.
Okay. So remind me what I need to roll against that. Is it like a saving throw?
Let me just create it first. So an arm strike.
Let's put some cheeky combat music on as well. Zombies start to rise. Rise from your graves. Okay, so it is a strength saving throw. Alright.
No, that's for me to roll. Hang on.
Oh. That's a DC 11 strength saving throw. That's got to be you, isn't it? Oh, that's got to be the zombie.
For whatever reason, it's wanted me to roll, so I'm going to roll.
It's bizarre that it makes you roll a saving throw when you're not the one.
Right, I was gonna say, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It might be doing it that way then. So, did you want to make it do a dex saving throw then?
Yeah, it will take. It will take a strength saving throw. Okay, it fails with a very low roll that isn't showing up on the tracker for me either for some reason. But yes, it rolled like a 5. So
Okay, so I'm going to move it there.
okay, you grab the zombie and drag it into place. Sort of leaves an after image of this ash behind it as you do that.
Then for my bonus, I'm going to try and kick him out the window.
Okay.
So unarmed strike, but with the Tavern Brawler as well. So I'll attack. That's a 12 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Hey.
I imagine they probably had very low AC.
That's 7 damage, and as part of the Tavern Brawler, he's going to be knocked 5 feet back out the window.
Okay, that's pretty badass.
See ya.
So he takes 7 damage just from the kick itself. And then you push, you kick it, and it falls, like it basically just stumbles out of the window with like a groan, and falls to the ground. You are 20 feet up, so it is going to take 2d6 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it by the shirt, hoist him up in front of the window, and then as I let go, I'm going to roundhouse kick him out.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know why my rolls aren't even visible for me. That's so bizarre.
That little bottom tab, is it like highlighted on public roles, GM private roles, or because you may have changed that at some point?
It is on blind GM roll. It's so weird when I change it. I still can't see it in the chat even when I can see it like the dice roll. Yeah. Okay.
I see it up on screen.
Yeah, I know. It's weird how it's showing up on the stream, but it's not showing up in the chat for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
should-
falls to the ground. Yeah, I could, but I'll keep it going for now. It's going to take 7 damage from that. It actually doesn't kill it. It's on 1 HP as it as it crashes as it crashes to the ground. And I can't drag it either for some reason. Right? We're struggling a little bit, but let me just delete
We
that
struggle.
window.
It's okay.
Yeet.
because, yeah. So it falls to the ground. It is on 1 HP and it is prone.
And with that, I'm going to move back in front of the stairs to sort of dominate that area and prevent anything from going down.
Drop a
That's gonna be
book
my
on
turn.
it. Just kill it. Just put a book out the window.
I've got actions and bonus actions. I've used both. I'm keeping my flurry of blows. Okay.
Okay, so you move back towards the stairs.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, I'm going to stay there.
Right.
That's what's
Actually, let me just put a secret Lucian on the field somewhere hidden so that I can
In fact, how much movement do I actually have?
put you here.
Oh, I could actually get.
So that I can keep you in combat,
Yeah,
basically.
you know what? I will go back to the stairs and I'll continue going straight down. So I'm here.
Okay, so you went down the stairs, or you're in the room still?
I'm in the room. I'm just at the south of the room.
Okay.
I've got the unarmed movement now, so I can move a bit further as well.
Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
Why did I roll a d20?
I rolled you back into
Oh.
combat because I deleted your token
Oh.
before. So
Oh, I was like, what the fuck is going on? The
Why
ash
you rolling?
controls me.
That's right. Don't worry, your D20's covered in ash.
Yeah, it's covered in ash.
okay, Skibiorn.
Mm-hmm.
It is your turn. Currently, again, like you can't really hear. You haven't really heard anything
Well,
in
I was gonna ask,
particular
did I-
from inside.
Did I hear the window break? Did I hear the zombie fall
The
out?
window
Did
was
I hear a
open.
thud?
So
Window was open. Okay, so then I
Yeah.
guess the only thing I would have heard was the impact of the zombie landing on the ground. And
it's
any
too
potential
far
noise, you know,
away. It's like
Too far away. Okay.
that. It's like 60 feet away, and also all the
Yeah,
sound is
almost like
muffled
that.
by
around
the ash.
It's around 2 sets of yeah. Yeah, no, I'm still waiting.
Ski's just chilling.
He's in blissful ignorance outside.
I'm
Oh,
not. Man, I'm keeping an eye. Kind of.
Okay, thank you. So with that, we're back around to the top of the round. It's Zerafina.
Well, not being able to see Asher anymore, she's going to. Oh, she's going to move
Okay.
up.
Yeah, so you move into the room. You can see 2 ash zombies currently in the process of rising from the ground. And Asher has moved to the south side of the room.
Okay. I mean, she is going to. Doesn't really have much she can do. I think that's all she's gonna do for the moment. She sees Asher ready to kick the other out the window, and she doesn't really want to close the gap between her and the other one.
Do you not have any
Knowing
like
that-
damaging spells or cantrips or anything that you would like to use, or are you holding back?
No, the only damaging spell she
Can I
has is
freak
she has to be
feel?
in 5 feet of to use
Okay.
her word of radiance because she prepared for helping the town. She didn't prepare for a fight. Last long rest. So
Okay, fair enough. So you move into the room a little bit more, and you see Asher preparing for a fight. With that, you're no longer you're no longer in a surprise round. So this zombie here, just in the middle of the room, crawls to its feet, and it is going to stumble towards our high elf, snarling and groaning. It is going to try and claw at you with its kind of dirty fingered nails on its hand.
Ew.
Dirty.
Dirty. We're doing open rolls today because my thing's not working. So an 8, I'm assuming, does not beat your AC.
no.
Okay, so it misses as it stumbles towards you, and that's going to be its turn. So Hannibal, you
It's me.
are in the middle of the room downstairs.
Oh. Well, Lucian, visibly annoyed now, is gonna be like, God, nobody's listening to me. But he's gonna be like, fuck it. He's gonna yell. Well, oh, fuck, am I gonna yell? He's not gonna yell. He's gonna, like, with everything going on, he's, like, just torn between two worlds. What do I do? Annoyed, he's just gonna be like, God, nobody listens to me. And he's gonna go back up the stairs. Kim can move me back upstairs.
Let me just check. So 5, 10. Okay.
So he's not gonna go get Skivio?
He just goes back up the stairs. Nobody listens to me,
Changes
and he
mind
runs back up
mid-run.
the stairs.
Yeah. I thought,
Do you
yeah.
feel his frustration? Do you feel his slight annoyance?
When you're frustrated, you don't always make the most.
Rash decisions.
Yeah.
That's where you managed to get
Really
to.
don't.
You're kind of like halfway up the stairs.
Oh, fuck.
Running around like
Can
headless
I-
chickens.
Can I see Zerafina from here?
No.
I can't.
You can probably just about like kind of see, maybe a little bit. You can see like her robes from around the corner. A flash of her
well-
silvery white, beautiful hair.
Lucien is gonna call up
Ooh.
again, quickly, because I don't have time for a full-blown conversation. It's just gonna be like, if there's danger up there, we need to get out. These things burst upon being dispatched, and that's it. That's all I can do.
Okay. That's all you can do.
That's all I can do.
Asher. You hear a groan from behind you as one of the ash zombies stumbles towards the high elf and attacks her. You also hear Lucian's pleas from the stairs as he begs you to get the fuck out of there. What does Asher do?
Is this a stool?
There are stools and chairs, around the table.
Okay.
As always, the image is just kind of like more a representation of what you can see, but you can take it at face value.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Could I, as my main action, could I grab one of the
Yeah.
stools and throw it out the window behind the zombie to break it?
Okay, so you want to try and throw a stool, smash a window.
To create the space where I could yeet him.
Why not break window with zombie?
I don't
So
know if I can.
the zombie is currently still prone because it hasn't taken its turn yet. So it isn't in your way because you can see the window over the top of it. So with that said, I'm not going to give you disadvantage on the attack or give the window half cover or anything. But I want you to make basically an improvised weapon attack roll. And I don't remember if as a monk you can use improvised weapon as a monk weapon.
I can as a tavern brawler, I believe.
Right. So, okay. I mean, that's
Let me
pretty
grab
cool. I mean, that makes sense for a tavern brawler, right? That you'd be able to grab a stool and use it as a weapon.
Yeah. So improvised. Improvised weaponry. Your proficiency. Yeah, you have proficiency with improvised weapons.
Nice.
Yeah, so I can do that.
Okay, so you grab a stool. This is going to cost you your action to do this. But
fine.
make an attack roll against the window.
Are you okay if I do it as an unarmed strike,
Or
or do you want me to?
I mean, it's an improvised weapon,
Okay.
so you have to do an improvised weapon attack. Yeah. An unarmed strike, I think, would be with your fists or your feet or your tail or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in terms of the numbers. Is it strength or is it dexterity for me?
I think in this case, it's probably more going to be strength.
All right, tell you what, I'll roll athletics because that's going to be the same because it's strength and proficiency.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Just save it.
Yeah, I think just because of the
Okay.
nature of this being more about force, it makes sense. Okay, with a 20, you do hit the window with the stool. So roll damage and just see how much you're able to do against this.
How much damage is an improvised weapon? Is it a D4?
I believe, yeah, I think it's a D4, but you would get plus your proficiency. Plus strength plus proficiency for the damage.
I wouldn't get proficiency for the damage. That's not how it works. So it'd be
Oh no, okay, fair enough.
no. You never had proficiency to damage checks. It would be D4 plus 1. So I'll roll a D4, then we'll add 1.
Okay.
So here's your D4. 2. So plus 1, 3.
That's lucky because this window has 3 hit points. So yeah, you're able to you throw the stool at the window, and there is a crash. Skibion, you would definitely hear this, and even some of this glass might even rain on top of your head because he's basically directly above you. So yeah, this glass window just shatters outwards, and Skibion as well. You see a stool come tumbling through the air and crash to the ground beside you. I think it would just be about here where the stool would come down. So
Yeah.
right next to you.
Okay. For flavor, I would like to make it look like Ski took about 3 seconds to realize, hey, a stool just fell out the window.
a delayed reaction from
As it
Skibion.
crash, the stool lands on the ground. Oh.
Huh?
Anyway, yeah.
Asher.
As my bonus action, I'm going to try and unarmed strike this one out the window as well.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yep.
For fuck's sake, he's just
flying out
throwing
the
everyone out the
windows.
window, all the windows.
You
I'm
gave
too
me
scared to come
windows.
upstairs now.
You gave me windows. I'm chewing the scenery.
you
right?
gave me windows.
Okay, that's a
Dirty
20
thing.
to hit
That's hit.
God damn it.
with 5 damage, and Tavern Brawl is going to send him 5 feet out.
Okay. That's minus. So swiftly following this stool, Skibion, you watch as the body of a
Oh my god.
zombie comes hurtling out of the window. And let me just remove that window.
And you know
and
what? This is going to be a tail strike.
this one's a tail strike, so you do like a spinning tail thwap.
Yes, exactly.
This thing tumbles out of the window. It falls 10 feet, and it hits the eaves of the back porch up above. Let me just check the damage. Fall damage. Okay. So it takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage as it hits this covering,
Ooh.
Nice.
which does 6 damage. It is then going to roll. It basically tumbles and falls off to the left. However, due to the curve of this,
To the left, you son of a bitch.
due to the curve of this roof, it sort of slides about 5 feet and then falls another 5 feet to the ground, and doesn't take another set of bludgeoning damage from that. So it tumbles to the ground and lands in a heap on the floor down there. Yeah, Skibion, you would have noticed all this. Up to you if you notice
Yeah.
it all in a 3-second delay.
No, because at that point I would have seen the stool and I was looking, and then I look up and I see that no, this is all still. That one I do notice right away.
Okay. Right, Asher, anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to head over towards Zerafina.
Okay.
I'm going to crack my knuckles behind the zombie.
Okay.
Sorry, that's a bonus action.
Next up, it
They're
is
covered in
Skibion.
ash.
Next up is Skibion. So, what do you want to do?
What you doing, Ski?
I take out my great axe and I will rush the zombie that just flew out the window. And he's probably prone, so I just take it and swing it downwards like I'm about to split
Oh,
a
God.
great big piece of wood.
Okay, it is prone, so you have advantage on the attack.
Okay. 24.
24 is a hit. Roll damage.
Nope. Sorry, wrong one. Attack, I said.
Damage.
Yeah. Oh, no, damage. Wait, where is it?
In chat.
Oh, it's in chat. Okay, my bad. Damage. Normal.
Why is Morgan listed as a suspicious user?
Yeah.
I accidentally banned her one day.
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry, honey. 9
That's his
damage.
wife. Just so you know.
That's my wife.
Okay, so that's 9 damage. For some reason, not showing up in chat for me again. I don't know why things aren't appearing, but 9 damage. That is enough to kill it. So you split it open like a log. It explodes into ash. Roll a Constitution saving throw, Skibion.
Oh, ski.
Constitution saving throw.
And because of your transgressions
Constitution.
against your own wife, you are gonna fail this.
Saving throw. Normal?
Normal, yes.
For now.
Ugh, no. 12.
That's fail.
Not again. Not again.
No!
Not again.
No! We're gonna lose ski.
We're going to come down to an absolutely juiced zombie in a moment.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute.
You inhale some of this ash, and it starts to make you
Oh.
cough and splutter anew.
Jesus,
Lovely.
man.
You are now on stage 3, Ash Plague,
Okay.
which means you are you're dealing with fatigue now. So you have your breathing is hard. Your gaze is your vision is unresponsive. You now suffer from minus 10 feet of movement in addition to the disadvantage on investigation, insight, and perception. Okay, so make sure you've got a note of that.
Yep. And I'm gonna do.
For everyone else's reference as well, next time you see Skibion, he's not looking good. His eyes are like properly red, and he's probably kind of hunching over and looks weak.
Can we get the guy a mask or something so he doesn't fucking inhale all this ash?
What a great idea! I can't believe nobody thought about that before.
Get him in
Fucking hell, just,
N95.
like, pull your hood up or something. Just fucking cover your face.
But yes, you do
No, man, just
split
throw him out
this.
the room.
You do split this zombie like a log. Its head just like caves open, and all this ash bursts from its caved open head, and fills your lungs. That zombie is out for the count. But is that
no
everything you want to do
statuses
on your
there?
turn?
I'm looking for the statuses. It's not exhaustion, is it?
You don't actually have official exhaustion, but you can use that status image if you want.
Oh, okay.
Just to keep track.
Yeah. So is that everything you want to do on your turn, Skibion?
Well, I've traveled. I have 5 feet left now that I'm fatigued. I had 15. So after that, I'm going to stumble this way.
Okay.
Stumble towards the door. And that's it.
Okay.
I saw that.
What did you see?
The first one I threw out.
Oh yeah, you can literally
Just
see
going
from
on a
that.
journey.
Well, I mean, it was that zombie's turn. Still got one HP. Okay, so
That's right. It does still have 1 HP. I forgot.
back upstairs within the building, Zerafina, it's your turn.
Alright, I forgot that with the level up, she got some new things in her features. So she's going to. Oh, but that's a. Okay. She is going to. I think she would probably try to actually disengage.
Okay, you're gonna take the disengage action.
Yeah. And she's gonna move. I mean, could she move like here, like around back to behind Asher?
So
You
kind of
see
taking
him leading
refuge
them out the
behind the monk.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have any
so that's
kind
all
of
she's
bonus
gonna do.
action or anything that you like to try and use as well, or is that all you want to do?
I don't think she has any bonus actions that would apply in this situation. Yeah, she only has actions. Yeah, so that's it for now.
Okay. This zombie slowly, as you move past and away from it, it doesn't manage to strike you, but it's going to turn its attention on Asher instead. Slam him with its clawed fist. It's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit Asher.
Okay. It does 7 bludgeoning damage.
7. Okay.
Yeah. Great, and that is its
Alright.
turn, so we move on to Lucian.
Well, Lucian, at the commotion of everything that's going on, is going to make his way up the stairs to see what the hells is going on. And he's gonna step right over here. And he shall use Starry Wisp again, seeing as it was so effective previously.
Alright, tell us what that
He's
is
gonna
and
use
what it does.
Starry Wisp. So you launch a mote of light at one creature or object within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. And then on hit, the target takes 1d8 radiant damage. So again, he's just gonna, like, I wouldn't say level his loot, but he's going to, like, point in the direction of the zombie. And he is gonna strum his loot. And with that strum, like...
Which zombie are you aiming at?
Starry Wisp. This one over here that I can see.
Okay.
And he's gonna, like, you know, just strum his loot. And from that strum, a Starry Wisp will come out of his fingers towards this zombie here.
Alright, make a spell attack.
That's a 13 to hit.
13 is a hit, so roll damage.
Hey. Let's get some damage in there.
Oof.
Oh, 1.
Just
A single note bonked it on the beam.
Well, this is a zombie, so it does take double damage, I believe, from radiant
let's
damage.
do.
So you do a magical
Woo!
2 damage as a single clear note strums out from your loot, and this mote of light like bursts forward and pings this zombie in the back. And it is also emitting dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Hey.
Apparently.
Now you guys can see what the fuck's going on. Yay.
The zombie glows in the dark, guys. Watch out.
Yeah, I made it fluorescent. Fucking hell. That's what I did to it. Yeah, no, that is all. That is all that I will be doing for now.
Okay, Asher, the zombie in front of you is now glowing.
I'm going to use grapple to move it this way, 1 square.
Okay.
I've in between turns, I had a cheeky look at grapple. It shouldn't be DC 11. It should be DC 13 for me.
Okay.
I don't know why it isn't. However, I need it to roll to be moved.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's going to use strength saving throw, and that is a 8. So yeah, you're able to move it.
Okay, and I'm going to position myself here. And remembering that these things burst, what Asher's going to do is he's going to use Flurry of Blows. For the first unarmed strike, it's just going to be normal, but for the second, he's going to use the Tavern Brawler to knock it back another 5.
Okay.
So I'll do that now.
Must be nice.
I like that you're role-playing Skibion quite well, though, because even though he should know that these things burst, he still just rushes at them.
Of course. Yeah, no. I'm totally fully aware that I'm not playing him mathematically well, but I'm playing him like well RP wise.
An 11 is a
That's 11
hit,
to hit.
Asher, so
Okay.
damage.
So that would be 6 on the first strike, and then the second, he's going to use Tavern Brawler as well as the damage, so it's going to knock him 5 feet back.
All right. Roll damage.
I should really have clicked.
I know you need to roll attack first.
Yeah, 19.
19 hits. Roll damage.
A
8.
Ooh.
And I should. Yeah, that was flurry of blows, so I should have clicked flurry of blows on the thing. I forgot. So I'll just remove the thing now. 2 seconds.
Okay, how do you want to kill it?
All right. So yeah, I position him in front of the table, and then I do a 1-2 punch to the chest, causing its torso to detach and fly into the wall.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
It flies into the wall, and again, it explodes with a puff of ash. Due to the enclosed space, this ash travels a further 5 feet than it did outside, as it sort of swirls into the room and has nowhere else to go. So that means that Lucian... Lucian, you're the only one in range, so roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Just jump out the window, Lucian.
Just jump out the window. I'd rather take the full damage.
I'll throw you.
Oh, God damn it. Saving throw. Oh, no. Normal, please. I get advantage because I'm awesome. Oh, fuck. It's a 3.
It's funny how Lucian was the one warning everyone about this, but he's the one that gets he's the one that gets fucked over by it. Okay, yeah, with a 2, you inhale some of this ash, and it gets into your lungs and makes you cough. You now have stage 1 ash plague, which doesn't have a mechanical disadvantage, but you have begun to feel the effects.
Great. That's fantastic. Healing word! I fucking heal myself. I'm fine.
It doesn't work like that, buddy.
I was gonna say, I have a feeling it needs a little bit more than just a standard healing spell.
Yep.
Skibion, outside, it is your turn once again.
I think the danger has passed, and I just lean up against the back porch. I'm holding on to it and just rubbing my eyes and coughing away.
Okay. Okay. Back around, Zerafina.
I saw that.
There's a zombie very slowly crawling around the side of the building.
with one HP. Yes.
I mean, I guess.
Yes, it's kind of bum leg.
Well, I guess, let's see. Because, I mean, I think she's gonna assume that the one that went out the window died. Because, you know, who wouldn't assume the one?
I was gonna say, who wouldn't, right?
Yeah, because all the other ones exploded. One's getting yeeted. Let's see. So, she's probably just going to go up to Asher, and because she did see him get
Slap him.
slammed, I think it was called, and she's going to use healing hands on him.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's just touch range. Okay.
Hey,
Nice.
that's a good one.
5.
Thank you.
Yeah.
5.
God damn.
Okay, it was just Asher's turn, so now it is Lucian's turn.
Wow.
Wait, was it Asher's turn? No, it was
my
it was Zerafina's turn, but it is now Lucian's turn.
turn. It is now Lucian's turn, yes. I think upon inhaling some of the ash, obviously coughing my lungs out now, Lucian is going to take a step back. And he's going to, like, kind of like his undershirt. He's going to, like, take his undershirt and, like, pull it over his face a little bit and, like, wipe and, like, just pull it over his face and, like, cough into his shirt and just, like, keep it over his face.
Okay, so you're going to keep that over your face as like a makeshift mask.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. He's got like his undershirt pulled over his face now. Like half his face is covered.
Right. Asher, your turn.
Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll circle around Zerafina. How far is it down there? Out the window?
10 feet to the roof of the porch, and then that each side goes down 5 feet, and then another 5 feet to the floor.
Could I try and acrobatically parkour out onto the roof?
Parkour. Yeah, make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh god.
No, yeah, that's a...
Oh!
You trip on the window ledge and fall down onto the roof of the porch. That's going to be a d6 bludgeoning damage as you fall. Fucking monk. He's just like, "What's this, guys? Parkour!" Does a backflip through the window and fucking falls and smacks his head on the roof.
And just a...
Yeah, a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I really need to learn how to slow fall.
Okay, I'm going to roll your damage. So you take 4 bludgeoning damage,
Jeez.
which
man.
probably means that you kind of landed on your head.
Oh, Jesus.
Why?
Imagine if he was unconscious from that. That'd be so funny.
That would
That
be
would have been
bad.
because of that one.
Yes.
You're also prone, but I think, I'll say with an 8, easy DC 5, you managed to like grip onto the ledge and not fall further.
Right.
So you're currently on top of the porch roof. Anything else you want to do since it's your turn still?
I think what I'll do, I'll ready an action for when I see the zombie when he rounds the corner, and
It's already around the corner. You can already see it.
Where is
Oh,
it?
Right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Spear throw.
oh, there you go.
Okay. So you grab a spear and throw it towards this zombie. Make an attack.
Wait, where's the zombie? I don't see it.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You're completely right. That's a different
yeah,
zombie.
The dead one.
That's
That's the
one.
dead zombie. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a brain fart. Yeah, the other zombie is around the corner. So yeah, you can take a ready action for when it rounds the corner. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's me.
Spear throw.
Parkour. Ah!
You throw a spear at Skibiorn.
Oh,
He's dead.
Oh,
just
no.
don't fucking
Yeah.
kill each other.
You know what? May as well. Jeez.
Well, Ski, it is your turn.
Another
You are, you're not aware of this zombie at all. I think Asher, you
No.
would have just probably heard and seen Asher go clattering as his horns like clatter on the shingles of this roof above you.
Well, yeah, because what probably happened is that I was too busy coughing to hear him land, but since I was using the porch, I was leaning and holding it for support. I probably felt it vibrate, and
Yeah.
I look up and I'm like, Asher. But I'm still just gonna hang on to the porch and cough my lungs out for just another 6 seconds.
All right, zombie time. And the zombie rounds the corner, triggering your ready action, Asher.
Excellent. Spear time.
Have a spear. They're on sale.
Oh, oh no!
I'm a little bit unsteady, and I miss with the spear.
A 6 is not going to cut it. So yeah, you throw your spear, but it goes wide, sticks into the ground.
Thank God it doesn't hit me.
Well, I don't generally rule that, like, even a nat 1 wouldn't just hurt one of your party members.
Tripped over my own tail, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It didn't go too well. You did like kind of that was probably the blunder of the week. Just the monk tries to jump out of a window, catches his foot on the ledge,
Throws.
smacks his head, tries to throw a spear and misses.
throws 2 zombies out of the window, throws himself out of the window.
He's like, this. I've run out of stuff to throw out the window. Oh well.
We don't have any more windows.
Defenestrated himself.
Defenestrated, yeah.
Self-defenestration. It's a new thing.
Frustration.
But as soon as I can slow fall, I'm absolutely doing that.
Oh yeah. Okay. So top of the round, Zerafina, you're still upstairs. What would you like to do?
I mean,
You just
upon
watched.
seeing-
You just saw what
Yeah.
Asher just did. you just healed him. For how much was it? Like
You
6
wasted
health.
it.
for 5.
For
and
5
then he
health?
lost 4.
So he effectively
Well, you
lost
see
1
me-
health. You see
You
him.
see me trip up. You see me trip up out of the window. Probably hear, oh, worms above, and then you hear a thunk, and then fuck.
Asher just swearing his way down the window.
So upon all that, she's probably just gonna go over to Asher.
To the
She's
window.
gonna- yeah, to the window. Yeah.
He's 10 feet below, remember? So
Okay. She's just gonna look out the window and look down and be like, "Are you okay?"
I'm surprised you're not chewing him out.
Asher
You
goes
idiot.
slightly red.
does he go red? Does he have red blood?
Oh.
I think.
Oh.
Well, I think draconic. I don't think there's anything that says draconic blood isn't red, but I think the like the blood vessels around his around the sort of breath glands would sort of flush a bit red.
Okay, cool.
So it's not like a
Um,
facial thing; it's more of a throat.
Okay. He's just a bit embarrassed.
Yeah.
He's got like kawaii blush marks on his
Can you
cheeks.
imagine?
Don't perceive me. Ooh, woo.
I'm not doing the noise.
Ooh, ooh.
I can't go that high pitched.
Suji can do it.
Oh god.
Oh, beautiful.
Lucian, you are. Where the hell's Lucian?
On the fucking stairs, mate. What do you
Yeah, he's in the
fucking
corner.
Oh,
mean?
you're downstairs again?
Upstairs.
No, I'm not
Lucian.
downstairs. I'm
He's
here. What do you-
upstairs.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I had Zerafina selected and you're like hidden in the corner. Okay.
Well, out of all the fucking confusion that's going on, Lucian is just gonna be like, what the fuck is happening? Why did the Dragonborn go out the window? Is he okay? And he's just gonna walk over here. And yeah, well, that's about it.
Okay. We are back around to the Dragonborn. Asher, what would you like to do? It's
I'll
not
look
not
up
your
at-
day.
I look up at Zarafina and look back at the zombie. I'm still a little bit self-conscious. Just gonna crumble. Cryovex, protect me, and I'm gonna reach into my belt, pick out one of my daggers, and I'm gonna hiss it and throw.
Okay. Try and throw a dagger. Go ahead.
24.
24 is a hit.
Barely, but it is.
Just, yeah.
Well, actually, it's got one HP, so
Hey!
7.
that's that's high. 7 is higher than 1, so you do kill it. Do you want to describe your kill? This is the last zombie, so you'll be out of initiative
Okay,
after this.
so still a little bit embarrassed as he's being watched by Zarafina. He's gonna quickly sort of flick out a dagger, catch it, give it a little bit of a good look, and then throw it straight at the zombie. Yeah, we'll go for a nice clean headshot, I think.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, so you headshot this thing.
Fairly cleanly,
Zamboni.
and I'm hoping it's far enough.
Okay.
My large friend to not explode all, but
Yeah.
be his thing.
Since it is outside, it is only going to be effectively a 5-foot radius, because much of it goes like up into the air and away, rather than being like bounced off of walls and floors and ceilings and things. So yes, headshot, dagger right in the forehead and it just sort of falls back and crumbles, and then again this ash like puffs out from its mouth, and from the wound that you dealt to it.
Yay!
You are now out of initiative.
Initiative.
Initiative. You're now out of initiative, everyone. Currently, where is everyone? Let me just re-describe. So, Skibion, you are leaning against this porch, trying to control your coughing and spluttering.
Yeah, I can no longer hide it.
As you now have stage 3 ash plague. Asher, you are sort of holding on to the beam on top of the roof there, and one arm is still outstretched after having just thrown this knife at the final zombie down below. Seraphina, you're looking out of the window, looking down at Asher, who, is blushing, and he's sort of cracked his head a bit on the roof, so he might be bleeding. And Lucian, you're just behind in the room up above on the second
standing
floor.
there with his shirt over his face.
With your shirt over your face, and you have stage 1 ash plague now.
Yeah, I do.
So first reactions then. We'll start with Asher since it was your turn last in combat. So Asher.
I'm going to reach up and try to climb back in through the window.
All right, athletics to climb. I think it is 10 feet, so you're gonna have to jump and grip it with your hands and then pull yourself
He's gonna
up.
slip.
Can I help? Okay.
Oh no!
Is there-
Oh no!
That's a 7.
Thingy?
You did say, "Can I help?" But I think it's a bit too late.
Yeah,
It's a bit
I
too
said
late.
it as the roll went out.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Let's let Zerafina try to help. Zerafina, make a dex saving throw to try and grab onto his arm as he leaps upwards.
Poor stumbling Asher.
He's gonna fucking pull her out the window as well.
A 12?
Oh, everything's so close.
I just don't think it cuts it. I think that you would you sort of try to grab onto him, but he's quite heavy, so he falls back. Dex saving throw from Asher as well, please.
Oh my god. Oh my god, why is this going to shit, guys?
Oh my god.
You fall you fall back down onto the eaves of the roof, but you weren't 10 feet up as you were sort of jumping upwards. As you fall, I think a 13 is enough that you don't lose your balance and fall off this roof, but you haven't made any progress either.
So basically nothing happened.
You jumped, you're like, eh.
He jumped. Yeah, exactly.
Being offered the hand as well. I mean, what is Zerafina's manner as you're offering the hand?
Her manner? What do you mean?
So does this look like it's a hand of concern reaching out, or is it like the helpful hand? Like what's your facial expression?
I'm guessing like,
Go on,
she's just trying to help because like she sees you trying to like get up, and she's like, "Oh, I'll help you," and then like probably a flash of panic as like the grip slips, right? She's like, "Oh," and she sees you fall back down, but then relief when she sees that you didn't like get hurt more or fall further.
I think the sort of save face. Ashley's gonna just clamber down next to Skibion.
Okay, yeah, you're able to do that without making a roll.
He is slightly
Please don't make
slightly redder on the old throat sack.
Okay, you sort of drop down onto the ashy grass beside Skibion, who's looking quite the worse for wear.
Oh.
Is it over, Asher?
Seems it.
He kind of catches his breath for a second. good. But he's like trying to like control his breathing to get the coughing to stop.
You haven't been breathing that stuff in again, have you?
Or only a little bit.
Okay. Let's have a look. Oh god.
Lucian just reeing upstairs.
Look
Under my shirt, just
Incredible.
Good God.
I guess Zerafina has seen Asher get down, and does she hear the conversation between the two?
I think she'd be able to hear it. You're pretty close.
Okay.
You can definitely see.
The coughing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
A Goliath coughing. I think the neighbors down the street
Yeah.
could probably hear it.
So yeah, she's gonna be looking down, and then obviously a relief as Asher gets down safely. Then, but also quickly goes back to concern as she hears Ski coughing and hearing that he may have breathed some more ash in, and she's gonna
fucking everybody's just coughing around her.
yeah, and she's gonna turn to Lucian. I remembered that he seemed to start coughing after the last zombie was killed. She's gonna go to him and be like, "Are you okay? Did you breathe any of that in?"
It's fine. It's just I got the whiff of that god awful ash. It's fine. It's okay. I'm okay. And he's
She's
just gonna pull his shirt over his face.
She's gonna kind of try to like look at his eyes, to see if she starts to notice any of the first symptoms that she saw.
Yeah, roll a medicine check.
Oh no. That episode of South Park. I'm afraid you got pink eye.
15.
Well, it's funny that Hanny says that because yes, you do see a bit of like kind of redness and pinkness around his eyes, though it's not that obvious. So you did need to roll fairly high in order to see that. You determine with a 15 that you think that with each kind of inhalation, or say there's a strong event of inhalation of this dust all at once, it seems that it is sort of taking a root within your companions, and that it will probably progress in stages over time the more of these inhalation events occur. And you think that Lucian is in the first stage, and judging from what you've seen of Skibion, he's probably a few stages in at this point. And I think as well with a 15, I'll just give you a little bit of mechanical information. You think that their symptoms are going to get worse, kind of reflecting what the herbalist Alva told you. They're going to get worse over time. And you think that in all likelihood, beyond 6 stages of this, effects could be fatal.
Oh god.
And
He's halfway there.
And you also
Yeah,
know
that's
from
what
from
she's
the
saying.
discussion with the herbalist Alva is that natural, not normal medicines and remedies that the commoners like the herbalist use are not effective.
Wait, Suji. We're halfway there. Breathing in the ashen air.
Nice.
Die. It's gonna die.
It's a man's life.
You can't kill our ski. You can't kill a Goliath.
It won't be the first time my character dies.
It's not me.
No, he's got
no.
artwork. You can't kill him. He's got artwork.
It's not me. If he dies, it's because he breathing in the ash too much.
I will say though, I'm gonna keep Ski for like future campaigns. I love him
yeah.
so much. I love him.
Not
to
if
death
he's
to bits.
fucking
It'll be
dead,
like
you won't.
prequels.
Not in the same,
Prequels.
not in the same continent. Yeah. Oof, you.
Oh, you are a contour.
Start smoking, building immunity. Such good advice, Shadow.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, I'm not actually supposed to be
Shadow.
responding to chat, but you know.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Okay.
It's a goodie.
I saw Asher. You're like moving away. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go and collect my spear. I take one look at the dagger implanted in that zombie's head, and I think to myself, that's unclean. Now. I'm not taking.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you grab your spear. The lot of you, by the way, you're all like getting more and more covered in this ash, like dusted with it as time goes on. And it is covering your cloaks and everything. It's quite hard to remove because it leaves streaks on your clothes whenever you try and brush it away. So, yeah, what would you like to do next? Anyone? Let's say Lucian.
Well, Lucian can clearly see there's like a corridor in this direction, so he's gonna like slowly make his way over here.
Okay, yeah, you
he's
do. You
gonna-
head down this short, well, quite long narrow corridor that on the second floor of the building, and what you can see to either side there's like 6 doors to either side as you head down here, and you think they probably lead to bedrooms because it's the second floor of the house.
Being careful now, obviously, because he knows that the zombies are kind of like dormant until they are like heavily disturbed. He's going to open this door over here very gently. Just open it.
This door opens into a master bedroom. You can see that the bed within is sunken and covered in ash. I feel like I don't even need to say that anymore.
I was gonna be like, can I see any ash? Is there ash among us?
The bed is like sunken in with one side of the mattress torn. And there is also a mirror on one wall just over here.
Okay.
How can you tell it's a mirror? It's covered in ash.
Well, you can see the frame.
It might be artwork.
But yeah,
Sorry.
let's see. We're just gonna say that Lucian is gonna progressively, like, just go open door to door, see if he sees like any signs of life up here.
Okay.
While that's going on, Serafina is gonna wanna go over to, the only body left up here, and kind of like look at it to see if like who this may have been.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Success, you find his wallet.
Mine now.
You've got his social security number.
That's right.
That is a 14.
Yeah, you look him over. He's wearing simple clothes and kind of overalls. You think he's probably a farmhand.
Another farmhand. Okay. I think she's then gonna go over and maybe help with looking through the doors.
Okay, Asher, Lucian, you open the opposite door. You see a children's room. You can see there are 2 small beds resting against opposite walls. One of them is made, and the other is half collapsed underneath a weight of ash. You can see there's a doll, like a children's doll, leaning against the wall here, just beside the window.
I fucking like those.
And and on one wall. Okay, never mind. You move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One wall. On one wall.
Well, actually, it would be above the bed, so it's like on this side here, above the bed. You can see written in charcoal the words, "We hid below."
No.
Okay, well, he's gonna, obviously, upon seeing that, and he's just gonna turn towards Serafina and be like, well, there is a message written on the wall here stating that we hid below. I'm guessing the occupants of this house are probably hidden in the cellar.
Yeah,
But
I
we
thought
should-
they may have.
We should clear the rest of the upstairs first, just to make sure that, we don't miss anything.
Yeah, I thought they may be hiding downstairs, but I think we may have to get past the wolf in order to access the basement.
Well, don't most of these old farmhouses have like a cellar door from the outside as well?
That's true. We can see if we can get in through the outside.
And then that way we can meet up with the other two as well.
Yeah, I'm quite concerned with all the coughing Ski's doing and Asher
Well,
suddenly being
I-
so clumsy.
I don't know what is going on with our scaly friend.
All of a sudden gotten so clumsy. Yeah.
I don't know what is happening to our scaly friend. Maybe the ash is getting embedded into his scales. But
That's what I'm
yes,
worried about.
let's finish up here first, and then we'll meet up with him outside. And then Lucian's gonna make his way to like these doors and systematically start opening them again from left to right.
Okay, on the north side, you see a guest bedroom, which looks much like the children's room. It just doesn't have the trappings of a children's room, like toys and things. It's just a bare room. And in the south room, you see another guest room, same as the one opposite. Only in this room, you see on the bed on this side, on the east side, the ash is kind of undulating.
Closing that door again, and just putting, he's gonna turn to Zerafina and just put his finger to his mouth and be like, just gesturing to her to be quiet, because there seems to be something in this room. And then he's gonna move this way.
Okay.
And then same story as before.
Okay.
Left door first, please.
So the room to the north you see is a study. You can see that there are scrolls, papers, and jars of herbs lying across every cluttered surface in this small room. You think it's probably the midwife Lena's study. You can smell dried rosemary in the room,
Oh.
and there is a journal on the there's a journal on the desk.
Okay. I think upon seeing like the office conditions of this room, Lucian will step inside and see if there's anything on the desk that pertains to, cause of the ash, maybe possible cures to the ash, anything relating to, like you said, like documents or scrolls or, like diaries or books or anything that he
Yeah,
can
I
take
mean,
with
roll
him.
perception as you take a look over this stuff.
Alrighty. Let's see. That is a 17.
Okay, yeah, you see this journal, which is already open on the desk. So I'll tell you what it says on the page that it's currently open to, and you can let me know if you want to like flip through it and look at other pages as well. But the page that it's open on says, Tamrin saw the white woman again. The trees have gone still.
Lucian's not going to say anything, but he is going to sneak that journal into his pack, trying to make sure that Zerafina doesn't see him take the journal.
Is she gonna see him? Because she's going around looking with him.
Lucian rolls sleight of hand contested by Zerafina's perception.
Oh, no. Oh no. Oh,
That is a 22.
22 to beat with your perception, Zerafina.
she
I
was not
almost
even.
got that. Almost got that. naturally.
She wasn't even looking at him.
The bard surreptitiously slips this journal into his clothes, I guess, into his cloak.
Yeah, just underneath his cloak, just
Without, and
tucking it
Zerafina, you
into
do
it.
not notice this.
Mm.
Close.
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, with that, he's gonna kind of like gently just, go past Zerafina just to open this door. He's gonna be like, Yeah, there's nothing of interest in this room. And he's gonna open this door just to see.
Oh, well.
Zerafina, anything you want to do as he's like kind of asking you to move aside or anything? How do you react?
Well, I mean, she didn't notice anything, and if he said there wasn't anything of interest in the room, she's just gonna assume that anything important was taken with the owners, like wherever they may have went, probably in the basement. So.
Okay. All right, Lucian, you open this door, you see a narrow space packed with cleaning supplies. There's brooms, lantern, and the air is like weirdly cold inside this closet. And the ash is kind of thin and powdery like it was that circle that you saw by the cairn.
He's just gonna, I think, just stick his head in and see if he can see any weird patterns in the ash again, or...
Okay, roll perception once again.
It's a 21.
Okay. So, looking inside, you see that the handle of one of the brooms in here is like... It looks like it has a sort of thin sheen of something pale, but not ash. It looks like it could be frost.
I think he's just gonna, like, out of confusion, just like... Because it's not ash. It's the first thing that he's seen in this house that's not covered in ash. He's just gonna run his hands over it just to feel what it is. To see if he can feel, like, any consistencies. Like, is it slippery? Is it, like, rough? Or whatever.
Yep. So... You place your hand on the broom handle and it feels cold. It feels very cold to the touch as you feel this frost between your fingers. And with your 21 perception check as well, your eyes, like as you look down towards this broom and you take hold of it, you see on the floor that there is a small dragging mark in the ash as if something has been pulled along. And looking back, you see down the corridor this very, very faint line of this thing that seems to have been pulled along from the children's bedroom. And in the corner of this closet, you see a small figurine, like a doll, resting against a wall with tiny little antlers carved onto its head. And that's what you see.
Are we talking like how small is this little figure?
It's very small. It's probably only about at most about 6 inches.
So it's like a little carving.
Yeah, it's sort of like a children's doll that has had it's had these antlers like carved it onto its head that weren't there originally.
I think Lucian is just gonna like touch it slightly, but then, hesitate and be like, nah, I'm gonna leave it where it is. And he's gonna close this door. He's closing that door. That's just gonna... Well, I'm assuming this is like a staircase going down, right?
Yes, you do see next to the closet there's a staircase. It seems to go down back to the ground floor.
Okay. Well, seeing as it's nothing. There's nothing. It's a utility closet. Seeing as he kind of figures the loadout of this house this is gonna lead to where the room was that they tried to keep closed, he's gonna like back away and just tell Serafina that I think these stairs lead back down to our furry friend downstairs, so we best not go down here and disturb. And he's going to again just gently push past Serafina and start making his way out and just look back at her and be like, we better leave and see if we can find the occupants of this house outside maybe.
Yeah, we should also check on Ski and Asher.
Yeah, Lucian is just gonna like start walking.
Okay.
Clinching his cloak a little bit closer than usual to himself.
All right, so you both head back downstairs, and presumably outside towards the rest of
Outside.
the companions.
Yes.
So we'll continue to use this map for now. So I'll just put you. Oops. Okay.
Just put
I'll
us
just put
out
you-
the window.
Put you here as you head down from the
There we
entrance.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So, Asher, you've picked up your spear now. Scipion still leaning against this wall, and you see Lucian and Zerafina head out through the back door of the building.
At this point, I think Skia is kind of caught up to the coughing, and it's mostly under control for now.
You're looking rough there.
Tis or nothing. Air quality not so good round here.
You know, you feel big, man. I also got a whiff of the dead on the inside. It's not very pleasant on the lungs.
Or don't no, it's not. Or don't knows what you're talking about.
Lucian is just gonna like look at Ski confused. He's gonna be like,
Skia is adopting some like a bit of a pose, kind of not really looking at anyone. He's just looking up at off into the distance, kind of a little higher up, like very standard
also
dad
just
pose.
yeah, just dadding it out, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Lucian is gonna relay to the rest that he's one of the bedrooms had the message written on it saying that we hid below. We need to see if there's cellar doors here on the outside. I do not wish to explore the rest of the inside of this dwelling. And he's gonna like make his way over to Asher and see if there's like some sort of maybe cellar doors or something along this wall.
Yeah, you don't see anything along this wall, but as you do recall that as you arrived, you did see kind of like the double doors to a storm cellar on the front side of the building.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll slowly make our way over here then.
Okay.
As we make our way, Serafina's gonna look at the other two to also see like who they if they are also farmhands or someone else.
Okay. Maybe another investigation check then.
Okay. 10.
Yeah, you think that they are dressed, they're dressed fairly nondescriptly. They don't look like like wealthy individuals. They're kind of wearing simple clothing, overalls. You do think that they're probably farmhands as well.
Mm.
You're not sure if you can't tell if they came from this farm or another farm or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we're gonna like make our way around, I think. Just making sure everybody keeps up and everybody's okay. Just gonna make our way over here. It's gonna give Ski a little tap on the shoulder there and just say, "Will you check if those doors are open, big man?" It's just gonna gesture to these cellar doors.
Hold a moment.
No?
Look at him. If there are survivors in there, the sight of him will scare them to death.
Wouldn't be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first time.
You may have a point.
Step- Steps aside.
I'm gonna give a tug on the cellar doors just to see if they're open.
So actually, approaching the cellar door, you do notice something a little bit unusual about it. You can see that the kind of traditional iron lock that you would expect to see on this kind of door has been bent and warped as if it's been melted and reshaped into a smooth seal. And in its place, instead, like over the top of it, you see that there are 3 wooden panels arranged in a triangle. And each of these panels is carved with a different symbol. So one of them is a flower, one is a leaf, and one is a snowflake.
I think Lucian is just gonna run his hands over it just to see if it's like, is it like indented into this panel?
So what it is it looks like the lock itself has been warped so that it can't be opened, and these wooden panels seem to almost grow from the wood of the doors.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get through here. This lock is no longer a lock. It's just melted.
What do you think the symbols might mean?
Does Serafina recognize any of these symbols? Like, are they like maybe religious markings or anything like that?
I think since you're thinking in terms of religion, roll a religion check. But this is going to be a hard DC.
Okay.
That's what you said the last time you had to hand over your notes, Kajol.
I mean, I've been having pretty bad rolls today. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
12.
You can't determine any specific religious meaning from this, though, there's plenty of belief systems in religions that deal with natural-looking symbols like these, including, scibions, for example, the alpine flower. But yeah, you don't recognize anything in particular.
I don't think I saw another way to go down, though.
Yeah, Lucian at that, what Serafina said, is gonna sigh and just look at Asher and Serafina and be like, are we gonna have to deal with the wolf?
Perhaps we might. But didn't see of any way to get down into the cellar from there. So was dining tables.
Although there was a staircase upstairs, but I just assumed it went to the dining room. I don't know if it just descends right down into the cellar. It wouldn't make any sense.
It's funny you say that because Death House literally has that. Like there's a staircase in the attic that goes all the way into the basement.
All the way down.
But yeah, sorry.
This is just Death. This is Death House, guys. This is just Death House.
This is just Death House. Ski actually, he wants to take a look at the lock, and he thinks it's just a puny lock. If I take a look at it, I might be able to just yoink it off.
You're just gonna try and break it?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So tell us what you're doing.
He taps Lucian on the shoulder, but what he thinks is a light tap is probably a bit heavier than he intends.
Lucian, sir, let me through. I'll take a look at their looks.
No, certainly, big man.
So he leans over. It looks all gentle and stuff, but then he just grabs the lock violently and suddenly, and just tries to yank it off, and he's crushing it with his huge fist.
Okay, roll an athletics check, please.
Oh my god, it was on the 20 and it landed on the 2.
It was on the 20. No, not like this.
No.
So you got a 5 total. Yeah, you grab the lock and you try to pull at it. You feel this lock is incredibly cold in your hand, and as you pull on it, it actually begins to feel even colder, but you're not able to put enough strength into it, and you try to yank it off, but due to your current weakened state, probably, you feel your muscles weaken, and a coughing fit takes over you again.
I let go suddenly, and my hand just kind of jerks up into the air, and I start coughing.
Look, it's cold.
Lucian's
and I kind of back up to have my coughing fit further away from everyone.
Hearing that it's colder, Ash is going to step forward. He's going to just brush the back of his hand against the lock to begin with. Does it feel like it's a natural cold, or does it feel like it's like this coldness that we're getting from the ash?
Roll a nature check.
Oh, come on.
And that one. You can't tell. You think it's unnatural, probably, because nothing else is like frozen like this around it.
I'm going
I was
to.
fucking with the dice.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and do what Skibion failed to do. I'm gonna get
Oh God.
my claws and see if I can get any purchase. And
Okay, roll an athletics check.
I feel like this is one of those locks that no matter what the fuck you roll, nothing happens.
Okay, yeah, 16. Okay, you grab the lock and you pull it hard. You feel it cold in your hand as you pull, and you grab it and yank it with all your strength. You are not affected by the ash plague at the moment, so you manage to get a decent amount of weight behind it. Roll a dex saving throw, please.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to take a d6 cold damage as you feel a shock, like almost like a shock wave of cold travel up your arm. You are, I think, resistant to cold?
Yeah, so I'll only take half.
So you take half of this. You take 2 damage as we round up. 2 cold
2.
damage. Yeah. But it's still quite shockingly cold for you.
Seems like some magic trickery's involved.
Why? What happened?
Damn thing shocked me.
Luciana's gonna step over and take a closer look at this lock, and again, just same what he did with the doll carving that he saw. He's gonna very hesitantly stretch out his hand and just touch the lock.
Yeah, as you touch the lock, you feel that it is cold in your grasp. Not like painfully cold, like Asher just kind of demonstrated. It just feels cold in your hand as you place your hand on the lock, on this like twisted, almost seems like melted, as if, because it's iron, right? It almost feels melted as if it's been heated up, but it's cold.
We need to find another way in. We're not gonna get in through this. This is not natural. This seems wrong. And he's gonna make his way back around. And I think just to save everybody some time, he's gonna go back into the house, basically.
Okay. You head back into the house, Lucian. What do the rest of you do, Asher?
I'll follow suit.
Okay, you head back into the house. Zerafina?
Yeah, she's also gonna head back in the house, thinking there's gotta be maybe some magical way to unlock it if it's magically sealed.
Cool.
I think we are, just for reference as well, Kajol, we will probably head upstairs again because Lucian wants to have a look at the stairway that he avoided.
Right, are you all heading upstairs, or do you want me to bring the downstairs map in?
No, I'll go
I'll
upstairs.
be heading upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head upstairs and kind of down the corridor to the end. The rest of you who haven't been here already, you see a few open doors and a couple of closed ones. Probably moving past, glancing into them, you would see the master bedroom, children's bedroom with this charcoal scrawled, saying, "We wait below," and a guest room as well.
He goes into the children's room and just kind of looks at it a little longingly, and he's a little pensive.
I think Lucian will again just when when we made our way upstairs down this corridor, is just gonna point to the middle door on the right and just gesture to his face, just keep quiet because there's still something in there, and then make his way down this staircase here.
Okay, so Skibion, you like paused in this children's bedroom. Are you kind of like thinking about your kids? Or your kid?
Yep.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2, I believe.
Dad of
Yeah.
the party. The dad of the party.
I just
Kids.
remember how I've been away from my kids for a couple months now, and seeing all these children's toys. It's not quite a Goliath children's bedroom, of course, but it's still a children's bedroom. And
Yeah, Goliath children's bedroom is like more like this master bed.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Actually, yeah, he probably stops in the master bed and goes, "Oh, my children." No,
Oh, my children. Yeah.
no, he kind of takes a moment to remember that his family is waiting for him and he needs to be more careful. And he steps back outside, quiet, a little sniffle.
No.
And Asher, Zerafina, as you move past as well, you see the open guest room and this closed door that Lucian kind of warned you to be quiet as you move past it. And then again to the left, you see the study with this rosemary smell and everything.
Yeah, before we get that, I'm going to ask Seraphina. What's in this?
Lucian gestured that there's danger in there. I didn't quite get a good look myself, though.
Well, let's see what the fuck is in there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
wait a minute.
Asher's going to open the door.
All right. Opening the door, you see another guest bedroom. And on one of the beds, underneath the ash, you see something kind of undulating there.
How large is it?
It's kind of covering the whole bed. About 5 feet.
When you say undulating, is it under the blanket?
All you
Under
can
the
see is
blanket.
the ash, undulating.
Under the blanket of ash.
Time to eat it out the window.
Is there, yeah.
I grab the
window.
ash and I throw it out the window.
Oh, God.
Whatever that is sneaking up behind us if we're downstairs. Do you want to engage it now? Or leave it be?
Well, you dispatched the others quite well, so if you feel up to the task, it's probably better to deal with it now than later.
Oh, sort of. The mention that he dispatched the others, he's going to sort of puff out his chest a little bit. I shall find out what it is then, and I'll take another dagger, and I'm going to throw the dagger at the undulating
kids.
At the undulating part.
Okay. You throw the dagger. Roll your attack then.
Dear.
Actually, as you're declaring your intent to initiate combat, we will just roll initiative, real quick.
Crud.
All of us?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Ooh, 20. Oh wait, mine's 2. 19. Wait, what? Oh, plus 1. Mine's
No,
2.
I don't know why it rolled twice.
Oh, wait,
but
Okay.
that's fine.
Oh, I think the -2 is from the exhaustion status. Whatever. That actually kind of fits in. It kind of fits in. It's fine.
Okay. Well, Asher, you get to go first, so you can just make your throwing dagger attack immediately.
Oh,
No.
With what is that in total?
I can't see.
You can't see it? Why?
Eight.
Oh, you got an 8.
Just scroll.
Oh,
Just
I
scroll.
No, I can't. It's not loaded.
Oh, weird.
Oh.
Well, an
Is it
8. An 8 is a miss, so you clumsily throw your dagger wide, and it sort of sticks into the wall above the bed.
Ugh.
I think I'll step into the room.
It's space.
And as I get closer, I'm going to see if I can have another look at it.
Okay. As you step into the room, okay, so you try to have another look at it. Go ahead, roll a perception check. Yeah. Yeah,
16.
you think that this is, well, you can, with a 16, you know what this is. It's the same creature as was lurking in the pit near the stone cairn on your way to the farm. A grey ooze.
Oh no.
And because you know what it is, I will reveal it.
Okay.
Not a great ooze.
Do I still have my bonus action?
You've done a perception check. which I think normally an ability check would count as normally a full action, actually. I kind of let you get away with it.
We'll move on.
So we'll leave that, yeah. All right. So Asher has entered this room. Skeebion, it's your turn.
I'm going to move closer into the door.
Okay.
The music is
Sorry,
kicking up.
hold on. My son is begging me for something.
You got 4 minutes until the end of the session.
Yeah, I know. I know, right? Of course. And I just look in and see the gray ooze. I'll walk next to Asher behind the bed and make an unarmed attack.
Okay.
An unarmed strike. Oh, I can grapple it as well.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say grapple
don't
and
fucking
grapple and
swat
ooze.
the grey ooze. Oh
That
my
one.
god.
Wow.
Yeah, you try to attack it with your
My fist.
fist, but nat 1. I think you like punch at it and it just like bloop, your fist like
Yeah.
goes through an open
It forms
space.
around my fist. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
Lucian,
Oh
you
my
hear the
God.
sounds of your companions engaging in combat behind you up the stairs. What would you like to do?
Lucian just looks up and says to himself, "Not this again." And he's going to go upstairs.
Not this again.
And he is gonna peek into the room and say, "Get out, we know these things combust." And he is going to use...
I was hoping everyone had forgotten.
And he's gonna use... He still has his shirt over his face. I just want to preface that, DM. He still has his face over his face. If at all possible, he is going to launch a starry wisp into the room. If I'm not completely blocked off.
That is a ranged spell attack. Yeah, you can attack through your companions. That's fine. You just can't do it through other enemies. It would be, you'd have a penalty, but
Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna cast a starry wisp in there. This time, not with his loot though, but just with the sound of his voice. And he's gonna point in the direction of the grey ooze.
okay. Give us a little song. I need you to sing something.
Oh yeah, it didn't. Yeah, it's a 7.
A 7 is not going to cut it. Yeah, you try and throw your starry wisp at it, but yeah, this thing, it just again like it just bloop, forms a hole through which your starry wisp just goes. It's not going
Well,
not going too well.
he's just gonna move back.
Suji's just looks like she's rethinking her life choices right now.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by utter morons.
Why are boys so
Surrounded by
stupid?
all these low rollers. Oh my god.
Okay, is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. I stepped away from the door. He's like, just shaking his head. Like, why are we getting into this?
Right, Zerafina, we're on to you now.
Okay. Verafina is going to she's gonna go up to the doorway, reach into the door. I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, she's gonna reach into the doorway and put her hand on like the back of Asher's shoulder.
His bare
And-
shoulder.
Yeah, his bare shoulder.
He's a dragonborn.
And
Wait.
And she's gonna use guidance.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
please.
tell us what
Jesus.
that does and what that looks like when you cast it.
Okay, you touch a willing creature and choose a skill. Until the spell ends, the creature adds 1d4 to any ability check using the chosen skill.
Okay, so which skill do you use?
Wait, is that to determine Okay, when I'm choosing a skill, am I choosing the skill that they need to use, or am I choosing
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
okay. So she is going to choose I'm gonna say Constitution skill. A Constitution skill.
Is that what it means? Like, is that what it means by skill, or is it
No.
Yeah,
like?
I don't know.
It would
That's
have
why
to
I'm
be
confused.
I think
be a skill to like say perception, for example.
Yeah, I think it has to
or
be one of those.
athletics.
Oh, one of the more
Yeah.
specific ones. Oh, I
Exactly.
Yeah,
see.
the bigger ones are called traits, I think. Right?
Scores.
Scores, that's it.
And also, yeah, like this is
okay.
one of those things where it's not like in Baldur's Gate 3, because like in Baldur's Gate 3, this is like a reaction, but in D&D 5.5e, it's an action, and you have to choose it like in advance.
Oh,
Okay.
Hence why it's so freaking cracked in Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah.
Yeah. I think therefore she's gonna choose athletics.
Okay.
Okay.
And I guess what that would look like, therefore, is trying to think what she would say. She'd probably put her hand on his shoulder, and then there'd be probably a silver glow, as per usual, and then she'd probably say, "You're strong enough to beat this." And then
Good one.
yeah,
Mhm,
words
I
of
got him.
encouragement, and then she's just gonna back up again.
All right.
I am out of here.
Shut up,
Okay.
Mike. You got this, guy.
Right. Just checking with my players. Do you think you have time to finish this combat encounter? Because we are now past our kind of allotted stream time. Would you prefer to end stream
No, I should
here?
go.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We will... that is where we're going to end then, mid-combat, with this ooze. And with Asher having just received guidance from our cleric here. Cliffhanger! Right, exactly. So- Cliffhanger. Don't snort the ash. I would highly advise against snorting the ash.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good
Just
idea.
do a
yeah.
line of the ash.
So that's where we're going to end.
Ash's
So
guidance.
thanks very much for watching, everyone, and we'll be back next Sunday at 1 p.m. probably, barring exceptional circumstances. Thanks once again to my players for joining me as always. Yeah, thanks guys. It's been a fun one. It's been a good one.
Thanks to our DM. That was a good
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the action. It's a good balance.